Hello, and welcome to Greet the Week. I am Mona Duncan, and these little weekly chats are to look at living in the now, how we can do that consistently, and also appreciating everything that comes our way and realizing that it can be for our improvement or certainly be a lesson that we could learn. So I'm going to pull up the PowerPoint. Can you see that? No, wait, I have to share first. Let me share the screen and share this and share and pull this up. So those of you that are watching, can you see anything?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. We're going to look at stopping stress. Well, what is stress? My personal definition of stress is anytime we are living outside of our resources, that we, just take on too much, whether that can, and it's the body, and so then stress is the body's response to all of this pressure. And when the body stays revved up, then we become in an altered state and we're taking in more stress and we don't even realize it. Your body goes into overdrive with the fight, flight, freeze, but it kind of goes back and forth, not knowing which is which. And temporarily, it's a wonderful thing. But then long term, that stress, it can really give you a spot of energy to get up and get things done. But then it can also be too stressing and it can be destructive. So today we're going to consider some points of some thoughts and conclusions as to how we can diminish stress. One is to develop a mantra of some kind. Use your self-talk in a positive manner. You can do this, let yourself know that you can. Repeat over and over a guided phrase such as not helpful, or I choose to take the high road, or I'm better than this, or I really can do it. It just takes a little bit of learning. Use a synonym for mantra in song or hymn, so maybe sing a soothing song of some kind to yourself, or something that it might be one of those echoes that would go again and again and again. To sing a song, something that will bring your stress level down to being more in the now. Allow this soothing refrain to connect with you so that to connect with you and connect to the divinity within you, or to connect with your highest self, so that you can accept your humanity and who you are and where you are at this particular time in life. And then always, always, always let your body know. Actually speak to it, because we're always listening to what we say or to what we think. And so speak to it. Okay, stress. Okay, body, relax. Just let it be. Let it be. And then also go into reframing. Reflect on the reality of choice and how that we can go to, we may be thinking, well, I should do this, I should do that, I should do so many things, but that's just adding stress too. Where if we can change that one word to I could, well, I could do this now, and I could do that later, and I could do this tomorrow. And then go ahead and reframe it again from I could do it to I will do it. I will do this now. I will do this portion now. I will add this portion to, and maybe go ahead and make a little schedule for it. And then looking at how, as we overload ourselves, our nerves become raw. And that slightest little sense can come in and can cause us to see things in a devastating way. So we always want to have it in such a way that we don't let our nerves become raw and on edge. If there is an offending party, whether it has been currently there, begin to think on them and realize that they are a person of infinite worth and value. And that maybe someone has said something that is hurtful or disconcerting, but realize that they're more than that we are all more than our worst choices and attitudes. So that if there's any time that we feel threatened, to just look around, first of all, to confirm that there really is not someone there getting ready to shoot you, or that a big Mack truck is not barreling down on you, and give yourself a little space so that you can look around and see, well, I don't know why I'm so frustrated that I'm not being threatened. And then assess your safety. Are you safe right now where you are? And what can you do to make yourself safe if not? And then always breathing. That shallow breathing incites panic, and it can even come to hyperventilating. So we want to breathe deep, taking a deep breath deliberately. Take a few seconds to breathe deep. Breathe in and hold it. Count to 4, 2, 3, 4. Release. 2, 3, 4, and go back to breathing again. And I like to help people learn to take it all the way down into the diaphragm, not just breathing in here in the chest, but taking it down into the diaphragm. So imagine that, you're going into your lungs, but imagine that you have a balloon deep down in your diaphragm. And as you slowly inhale, take that air all the way down and let your belly, let your diaphragm expand all the way down into, and then slowly let it out. And as you do, tighten your stomach and feel and see that balloon deflate, and hold it for a few seconds and relish that oxygen that came in, and then slowly release. Do it a 4x4 and repeat it several times. And that 4x4 is to kind of imagine the air coming in. Breathe 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Release 2, 3, 4. And that kind of takes you back up to the box to take in again. And then just feel the tension and the overwrought emotions leaving your body, and letting your brain, just literally seeing your brain reconnecting with your rational thinking. As a matter of fact, if right now, if you would just tense your whole body all over, start maybe with your feet and your toes and scrunch them together, and then come on up the body and your stomach, pull it in and crunch it together, and your hands, make them into a fist, and just clench yourself so that you're putting a lot of tension on you. And then close your eyes, draw in a breath, and then sit that way just continue to clench, 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 and then release. There. Isn't that nice? Just all that clenching and then the releasing. And more reflecting. To replicate, we want to see again what has been helpful. We want to expose what has not been helpful, and to begin to concentrate on what has been helpful. So here's something to kind of think through. The last time that I hastily engaged in a non-productive, frenzied behavior, the outcome was less than honorable. So think how you could have handled that situation in a calm manner. And then I will do it now. Picture it. See yourself responding differently. Literally see yourself as just responding differently. Maybe deliberately, instead of, think about the scowl, turn it into a smile. Or the tension, just release it to be. And practice in your mind something that you will accomplish in reality. that at the moment, maybe one of your phrases is to think it through, think it through, think it through, and then practice thinking it through before you begin to accomplish it in reality. Sometimes you still may speak up too soon or too fast, or make a sarcastic comment that you're trying to get to the point that you don't use those sarcasm quite so much. So as you practice in your mind, instead of beating yourself up, then you can accomplish it in reality. And then make your practices a habit that you wear. And I'm sure you're aware that the nuns and their habit that they put on every day is called a habit, and they put it on to wear it. And I like to think of that when I get up in the morning, that not only what clothing am I putting on, but what habits am I incorporating? And do I want to replicate and rehearse until they become permanent? And then always, always develop appreciation. I mean, if we didn't have this task before us, anything that appreciates goes up in value. So if we appreciate this, even though appreciate the effort to go into it, appreciate what eventually can be accomplished with it, that will give a little bit more value to it. Then thank your body for doing what it's designed to do. Focus on competent work of anyone that's around us, or ourselves as well as our coworkers, and verbally give some thanks. Watch for the positive things that your family members carry out. And, I mean, even if it's like, I remember I was thinking about whenever you took the trash out and cleaned everything up so well and brought it back in. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Be thankful that whatever it is that you are working with or using, the car, the appliance, that it lasted longer and that it functioned rather admirably for as long as it did. Just to be thankful for what we have. And then always looking at our biofeedback. To continually check in with the body's pain alert system for any levels of tension or relaxation. And remember, in choice theory, we always have the choice to make choices, to instead of being tense, to relax. Relax by resting your eyes. Maybe shut them. Or look off far, look up close and then look away. Get your biofeedback by taking your shoulders and roll them back so that your heart can be more prominent. Your backpack that you're carrying, it may be a mental one, it may be a stress one, but just imagine that you're dropping that backpack, letting it roll off. Unclench your jaws, breathe. In doing meditations with people, asking them to sit and make sure that chair is going to hold them, because it will. So put your whole weight on it. You don't have to sit there lightly. And then in the process of meditating, I will encourage them to unclench your jaw. And how many times I've had people, or to breathe, take in that breath that is refreshing, and to appreciate. So many times we hold our breath about something, we don't even realize that we're holding our breath. So to feel good about saying no to things. Know that every yes adds to that to-do list. Saying no is accepting responsibility. Say no whenever you realize that you are thinking about or about to accept a responsibility that is beyond your resources. To say no to whenever you're running amok, and to feel good about the fact that you're catching yourself in those times. Say no to berating any offender, whether it's verbally or mentally or, anything, whenever you're thinking those ugly thoughts, or say no to them. And then be okay with simplicity. Consider yes or no. and seeing it transform mechanically, organically versus mechanically. As we can begin to see those things beginning to take on a life of their own in a way that is like a seed that would fall into the ground organically and grow on its own. And so here's just some food for thought. That these suggestions are preventive measures to ward off attracting negative situations to you. And that just as a healthy body wards off infection, so too does emotional nourishing of the mind and the heart fend off our negative responses. And then the result is the ability to deal proactively with everyday predicaments while reserving our Herculean strength for real emergencies. So I thank you for being here. That maybe you could keep in touch and send some of anything that was helpful. And thank you for being here, and many blessings.